Maybe I'm crazy, but I may become a gambler.
Ooh, what puts you over the edge?
My favorite show, and some odds that I'm very interested in that we will discuss later.
Hey.
Yes, it's cheese.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. Go ahead and open your water. You always do this right when we're about to start the show.
I'm thirsty.
Can't help yourself. I know. It's very interesting. As soon as we're about to start the show, you all of a sudden get thirsty. It's fine. Go ahead.
Well, before we start the show, I think about other stuff, and then when we start the show, like, oh, I got my mouth dry.
All right. Well, go ahead. I'm Joy Taylor. That's Brandon Newman. So today we're going to talk about the Eagles quarterback situation. A lot going on there.
Yes.
The Celtics have turned on Kyrie, it appears, or turning on Kyrie.
Slowly, surely.
Luke Walton may lose his job, at least according to the internet's rumors.
Right.
And we have to talk to the Browns organization's fans because they're getting out of control, and I gotta check them. Okay, I didn't send for you, so don't come for me. That's what we do around here. UCLA Gymnastics is popping right now.
Hey.
We introduced a new segment. It's really an old segment, but we renamed it.
Right.
So we have a lot going on today.
Yes.
We have reached the AFC and the NFC championship games.
Yes.
Very
finally.
exciting stuff. We have 4 great teams. It was a
All-timer.
fun weekend. Yes, there was a lot that happened, but I'm very happy with the outcome of these 4. And one of my Super Bowl picks is still in it. So
Yes. The only problem with this outcome is all the teams that were supposed to win last week won, and people want to give me flack for going 0-4. That's fine. I picked all the underdogs.
here's the thing about predictions: no one really cares. You
Good.
only care if you get them right. Okay.
That is true.
And like,
or wrong, because I seem to care.
Or wrong.
I seem to
You
care.
People, no one really cares.
What happened?
Predictions are whatever. Like, oh, I make a pick. All right, cool. We do it because this is the business that we're in.
Yeah.
But in reality, if I get it wrong, so what? Unless,
Tomorrow
of course, you are Rockets fans, which in case you take it very, very personally.
Yes.
Or you're Eagles fans, in which case you take it very, very personally.
Right.
Everyone else, it doesn't really matter. But we do have the AFC and NFC championship games set. The Rams are going to play the Saints in New Orleans, and they beat the Cowboys easily, 30-22.
Yeah.
They rushed for 273 yards, so their linebackers for the Cowboys were basically irrelevant.
Well, they were trying to get Sean Lee into the mix, which was a big mistake.
Very
in
important
retrospect.
adjustment. That Sean Lee's got to be in there. That's Sean Lee. How do you feel about that?
Sorry, I was too busy. I was hung up on the easily. The easily.
Okay.
Let me know when I'm lying.
No. It looked, point spread wise, it doesn't look easy, but they had control of the game. They could have been beating the Cowboys by more by halftime.
Are we pretending like the Cowboys were like...
We had a chance with 2 minutes left. We were down by 8. All we had to do was get a stop. But to your point, Sean Lee was in the game, and Sean Lee did not make that third down stop.
No, he did not, and they are done. And the Rams are going to be playing the
done.
Saints. They're big done. Yes, they're big done.
Cowboys
The
big
Saints-Eagles game was a tad bit closer, I would say, although the Eagles forgot how to play offense in the second half of that. That game actually was the strangest turnout to me because I thought it was going to be a lot more offense on both sides of the ball. Saints came out really dead, and that was kind of a disappointment to me. But they haven't really been scoring that many points as of lately. I think they're averaging like 19 points a game or something.
Well, you talked about that.
As opposed to the
bye.
37 that they were averaging early in the
Right.
season. So that's really what is concerning to me about the Saints.
I think they're gonna. If the Saints end up winning the Super Bowl, it's because they never had to play outside. Simple as that.
Yes.
What is it like?
And you know what? You're 100% right. And I was thinking about it earlier, and that bothers me because people are going to say that. And my pushback to that is like, well, maybe be better during the regular season, and you might have had home field advantage, and then you could have made the Saints come and play you, but you didn't.
The only reason I picked the Cowboys to win is because the Rams were good enough during the regular season where when I saw them and I was trying to evaluate how good of a team they were, they just rolled the ball out there and they weren't really playing well. Now they've turned it on. They can get it started. I don't think the Rams or the Saints are good enough without Sheldon Rankins to beat the Rams anywhere.
Well, I like the way that the Rams are playing. The Rams were just dominant to me. They were the team that we were watching earlier in the season, And I wasn't sure about that bye, but then Sean McVay came out and was like, hey, I know all of you guys are making fun of my coaching tree and making it seem like it's not a big deal, and I'm not a big deal, but I actually am. Take this ass kicking and go home. So I like the way that the Rams look as opposed to the way that the Saints looked.
Right.
Do with that what you will. I know Saints, and that's a tough place to play, and they, home field advantage does mean something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really like the Rams in this game.
You like the Rams
and the
in this
Saints?
game?
Yes, I do.
The Saints, that's your pick.
I know this. I know. Well, the Rams were my Super Bowl pick.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Remember, at the beginning of the season, the Rams were my Super Bowl pick, and then I kind of jumped on the Saints bandwagon there because they're playing good. And I don't think it's a lock. Like I don't feel strongly about it. I just like the Rams more. Like I think Drew Brees and the Saints are totally capable of winning this, of putting something together and winning this game. But it's only because the Rams are on the road that I feel that way.
Yeah, and I'm not going to back.
It's not about the way the Saints are playing.
No.
It's not about the way that their offense is playing that makes me feel that way. It's only because the Rams being in an uncomfortable space, that's the only reason why. Because I think the Rams are playing much better than the Saints at this point.
Yeah, and I think in this whole youth movement thing that I've been preaching, I can at least go for the younger guy, Sean McVay, because I'm just rooting for everyone against other than Tom Brady at this point in time. Everyone.
Okay, we're not. So are we talking about what we're rooting for, or are we talking about what's going to happen?
Okay, Sean McVay has proven that he is and can be the next Bill Belichick in this NFL. Is that fair? Is that fair to say? No. No. Okay. Well, then everything else.
You got to win a ring first. Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick because of the success that he has had in Super Bowls.
Fair.
Like, you can say Sean McVay is well on his way to becoming the next Andy Reid.
I mean, why would I? If I was choosing with the next thing, why would I choose the next worst one? Why would I choose the bad one?
It's not. First of all, Andy Reid is not bad. I'm just saying, in order for you to be, look, this is just a tough conversation for me. I was having it with Colin earlier. You have to win a ring before you start that conversation about being the best at something. When you're talking about Bill Belichick, who has 5 Super Bowl rings. Win a ring, and then we could be like, okay, now he is headed in the direction of Bill Belichick. Like, he's a great coach. He's had some success. Can we pump the brakes on the next Bill Belichick until you win a ring?
What if I mention it's Bill Belichick in the sense that he is the feared coach offensively, offensive-minded, or just schematically?
I think Bill Belichick is feared because he's the Darth Lord Sith. And he's unstoppable, and they're the dynasty of darkness. Like that's why he's feared. They figure, look at how they played. Everyone was like, "Oh, the Patriots are done. They're just Gronk's washed up, and Edelman can't make a catch." They look pretty good to me.
I mean,
Speaking of, they whooped on the Chargers, 41-28. That was a disaster. Adorable Chargers, adorable effort by the Chargers. Kind of sad that's the way Antonio Gates' career is going to likely end.
He called a touchdown pass.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the game.
I know, but Antonio Gates, that's the only thing he did his entire career is just catch touchdown passes. It's like he was like one at any point in time. Like Antonio Gates went out exactly what he was supposed to, winning a touchdown pass that didn't matter. Congratulations.
Fair enough. But I know everyone was like really excited about the Chargers.
Yes.
I believe you picked the Chargers.
I did.
I never believed in the Chargers, and it's just because they're the Chargers. It's no other reason. Like they had a great squad this year. They had a great regular season. I'm not being sarcastic right now. I just don't think that they have what it takes to beat the Patriots at home off of a bye. And history would prove that was a very easy pick.
Listen, am I wrong for wanting Phillip Rivers to finally win one?
No, you're not wrong for wanting. But you and I are having two different conversations. You're speaking from what you want and what you're rooting for. I'm speaking from what I think will happen.
That is.
So do you want me to have a fanboy conversation, or you want me to like talk about what I think?
That is how you said. That's how you.
I'm sorry, I'm a woman. I don't have that luxury.
Oh my gosh. This is like, what is this?
I'm sorry. Gillette has me all my feelings today. Jesus. Oh my God. If you got upset over that Gillette commercial, woo!
What Gillette commercial?
My God. What do you mean? Have you been on the internet today?
Yesterday I was.
Oh, okay. Not today?
Yeah.
There's some. Well, anyway. I don't have time to explain that. Anyway, the Chargers lost very badly to the Patriots, and now they are going to play the Chiefs, who also crushed the Colts, which I also thought was very predictable. And the Chiefs are going to be in their first AFC Championship appearance since 1993. And Mahomes looked amazing. And more importantly, their defense looked great, which I thought was very important because that has been the Achilles heel for them all season. And even though they have some stars on the defensive side, they have not been well for them. Like they've had sparks, but overall as a unit, not great. And I'm not making this up. It's just statistically what it is. So I think if the Chiefs defense plays the way that they did last week or in this last game, and Mahomes doesn't make any big turnovers, no big interceptions, and the defense plays well, I think that they win. I'm going with the Chiefs in this game.
Of course, and you should go with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, if they win the Super Bowl, it's because they found their LeBron James and Patrick Mahomes. Like, I respect the hell out of that. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes put the ball on the ground almost every play. Almost every game. If not every game, he recovers a lot of those fumbles. But in the cold, against Patriots and Bill Belichick, those guys that, everyone's talking about how much they self-scout themselves. It's really hard to pick against Bill Belichick in this moment, but I am, because that's how much I believe in Patrick Mahomes in any weather. And
that's how much you want the Patriots to lose that you're going to pick against them.
What is it?
Fanboy.
Listen, as the fanboy, you have a gut feeling, gut data fact, if you will.
Gut data facts, yes.
And then you're like, what are real data facts that would suggest the gut data fact?
Sure.
The only real gut data fact supporting Kansas City winning out is the fact that Patrick Mahomes exists. And I think that's enough for me.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. I would readily agree with that. Gut. It's a big part of the reason why I'm picking them. Now, in all fairness, they're going to be playing in the depths of hell. Opposite hell. They're playing in opposite hell, which is Antarctica. Like 15 below zero ice storm.
Throwing a ball around.
It's called an Arctic blast, which sounds delightful.
Yeah. Sounds like a Mountain Dew flavor.
It does. It might actually be one.
Yes.
I was in a Kansas City blizzard during Thanksgiving.
Yes. How was it? Do you think
it's very cold. It's very cold. We did not play any football. We could not get up the hills, and I did not spend a lot of time outside. But I imagine it's very difficult to play football in those conditions.
So what are the fans going to be like?
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be worse than what I experienced.
Right.
I mean, the fans are going to be there, believe me. They're going to be there tailgating. They're going to be in full snowsuits. They're going to be there. Yes. Okay. Kansas City, AFC Championship game, yes.
I'm not going to say they're going to be there. They're
Stadium
not going to be there.
Full. Every seat will be full. They will be yelling. It's still going to be a rowdy environment. It's just going to be super, super cold.
Have you ever heard somebody yelling in the cold? It's muffled.
Yes, it is muffled.
It's quite muffled.
I've been to plenty of freezing cold football games. Okay. I grew up in Pittsburgh. My brother went to Akron. I've been to a few cold football games. All right, I try to put that in the back of my mind, but yes, I've experienced those.
I guess I've
spent whole quarters in the women's bathroom because of the cold. All right, at the rubber bowl.
So
I've earned my cold stripes.
How quiet is it in the women's bathroom? Because a lot of people are going to be hiding in the bathrooms.
Let me tell you this.
A lot of people are going to be hiding in the bathrooms.
There's nothing fun about spending extra time in a public restroom.
Oh, yeah, period. I know that. I don't use those.
Especially for warmth. Use your imagination, okay? It's not pleasant. Anyway, the point is, I know everyone's like, oh, Tom Brady's not going to be affected by the cold. Like, everyone's going to be affected by the cold. It's going to be really, 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 really cold. It's opposite hell.
Old people in the cold is hell.
Like, imagine playing football in hell.
Yes.
It's opposite hell. And not by opposite hell, I don't mean heaven. I mean opposite hell. Fire and ice, opposite hell. It's like on the other side of the wall.
What is opposite hell?
Opposite hell is what they're going to be playing in Kansas City.
Okay, I get that, but Tom Brady.
That's the weather. Like the weather person in Kansas City should just be like, "Welcome to opposite hell." It is negative 15 degrees with 50% wind chill.
Is it going to
snow? And it's going to 100% snow, sleet, ice. Go throw some footballs. But I do think Kansas City wins.
If the Patriots win. And if the Patriots win another Super Bowl this year, it's just because life isn't fair. You know what I mean? Like, you can't always have things go your way, right?
Yeah, life isn't fair, but eventually, every once in a while, the sports gods, throw us a bone, and I don't.
Patrick Mahomes is the bone.
Look, I just think that anytime a dynasty comes to an end, it's because someone makes it come to an end. It's not like everyone's like, no, we're all just going to retire together and ride off into the sunset. Patrick Mahomes is going to end the Patriots dynasty this weekend. That is my prediction.
Okay.
In opposite hell.
So you have Rams, Chiefs.
I have a Rams Chiefs Super Bowl. Yes.
Is it fair?
It's going to be the battle of the kids.
Okay. I can get behind that. Is it fair to say, because you just saw Vice, so this may be poignant to you. Jeff Fisher was George W. Bush, Sean McVay, knew Obama? hope that people can believe in him.
Was Jeff Fisher Dick Cheney or was Jeff Fisher George W? I think he's George W. actually.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
who's
yeah,
Dick
yeah,
Cheney in this
yeah.
situation?
Yeah, who's Dick Cheney? I don't know. Wade
Think about
Phillips?
that. No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
positive Dick Cheney?
Wait, no, positive Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Opposite Dick Cheney.
Yeah. With it or quit it? With it? Quit it.
What?
With it. We about to turn up in this bitch.
All right, what am I winning or quitting today?
The Eagles' season is officially over after losing to the Saints in New Orleans. Now, Philly has a quarterback controversy, and their hands are full. That's not what it says, but I'm saying that now. But Carson Wentz and Nick Foles want to lead their own NFL teams next season, and Philadelphia is not big enough for the both of them. Joy, the Eagles will regret getting rid of Nick Foles. With it or quit it?
I'm gonna win it.
Yes!
I'm a Nick Foles believer. I don't feel like he is getting enough spec on his name.
Really? I
He
expect
is
you to be
a
the other
Super
side.
Bowl MVP. What happened, Heller?
I was just supporting you and yelling, put some spec on it.
I know. Please ignore him just normally.
So it's just
Yeah, I
amazing.
know,
Where was I saying? Nick Foles
Yes,
in
Super Bowl
Philadelphia,
MVP.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yes.
He picked up right where Carson Wentz left off and got them to the playoffs. I mean, when is this man going to get some respect?
How did you land here? I figured you'd be on the Wentz train.
Nah, man, I'm not on the Wentz train because the thing is you got to be available, all right? And it's not his fault that he's injured. Of course, nobody plans to get injured, but you got to be available. Like, it's part of the game, and he's not. And I honestly, I have this lurking feeling. I'm sorry, John Hill, but I just don't think that they're ever going to get back to a Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, I think when Nick Foles and Carson Wentz's careers are over, they're going to say Carson Wentz may have been a more talented quarterback, but Nick Foles was a winner and Carson Wentz wasn't. What do you think about that, John Hill?
Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
John Hill is our resident Philadelphia Eagles fan.
I agree with you in one sense is that I think, well, we saw this year Nick Foles couldn't get back to a Super Bowl. So the odds of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, I think, are generally really, really low, whether it doesn't matter what quarterback you have.
Okay. Yeah. It is
So
very hard
I
to
think
get
you're
back to a
very
Super
right
Bowl.
that that could be a thing, but I don't think it necessarily matters between Carson Wentz and Foles. I think they have the same amount of chance.
Okay, that's fair. I just think that it is. You're right. It's very hard to get back to a Super Bowl. That's part of it. But
Right.
I just think that at the end of the day, and Colin and I were going back and forth on this. He's like, I'd rather be an all-time great quarterback. I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be an all-time great quarterback. I think everyone is too high on him, and maybe it's because I haven't seen enough of him lately, and it's kind of like that Andrew Luck thing.
Yeah.
But I need to see it again. I know he was on an MVP run,
Right.
but he didn't finish the MVP run. So I need to see him healthy again and doing his thing. But I feel pretty strongly right now about this take.
No, from what I've seen out of Carson Wentz when he has been healthy and been on the field, in his first two seasons, mind you, first 2 or 3 seasons?
He's in his third season.
Yeah, third season. I do think that he can be a great quarterback. There is a chance that he becomes a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he could be a Dan Marino style where he never got to the big game and never won the big game.
Yeah, but Dan Marino is an all-time great. And this is the conversation that Colin and I were
That's
having.
the
Would
ceiling,
you rather
though.
be an all-time great Hall of Famer spoken of in the archives of the greatness of the game or be a Super Bowl champion? And I'm like, I want all of it.
But the only reason Nick Foles and Carson Wentz the only reason they're getting rid of Nick Foles is because Carson Wentz has the potential to be an all-time great.
Right. And that's where I'm not saying I don't know. I just don't believe that he will be right now. And maybe this is going to be a super cold freezing take that ends up blowing up in my face, but I don't know.
No, there's
And
something
either
about
way,
teams.
I just feel like Nick Foles needs to have some more respect. And I think he's going to end up somewhere and be good for the next team that he's with.
What type of
I think he has
Kirk
the capability
Cousins
to go
good.
to another team and get them to the playoffs. And apparently that's a thing because
I hope so.
winning
I hope
Super
so.
Bowls is not that important to people.
I'm
anymore,
rooting
apparently.
for him.
All right. What's next?
The 2019 Celtics under the leadership of Kyrie Irving is starting to look a lot like the 2016 Cavs under the leadership of LeBron James. Getting chippy with head coaches, getting visibly upset with teammates, sneak dissing those said teammates in post-game press conferences, clearly imitating LeBron's leadership through and through. Joy, a Kyrie-led Celtics team will never win a championship. With it or quit it. Talk to him.
I think I'm gonna have to win it.
Woo! Tell him
I'm gonna
why.
have to win it. I I don't like the reactions. I didn't like it from LeBron either, but LeBron is LeBron.
Exactly.
And that's no disrespect to Kyrie, but Kyrie's a great player, but LeBron is different. Like LeBron can yell like that and then LeBron can go and single-handedly make it happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like what I see from the Celtics. It's very early in the season still. I know. I believe I picked them to win the championship this year, which remember. But
you didn't have to remind everybody. Thank you.
I mean, I gotta keep it real.
Yeah.
I gotta keep it real.
Yeah, yeah.
I shouldn't. Yeah. They've been struggling lately, and
Yes.
they're
Very much
fifth in the
so.
East right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they could turn that around with going on a streak, but it's I don't know. Like it's not clicking with them. It's not clicking with the group they have now. And this was something that was a concern going into the season. How are they going to implement Gordon Hayward? How are they going to
Mm-hmm.
get Kyrie back in the mix because they were playing so well without them? So I don't know. I don't know what happens here. I think there could be some movement before the trade deadline. We'll see what happens, but
Ooh, that could be really interesting. Because I guess going into it, they were one of the leading teams in the East. I don't know if we expected Toronto to be this good with Kawhi, because
I did.
There's not a lot of wiggle room at the top of the East for dysfunction like this.
No, there's not. And everyone's talking about like Kyrie learned this style of leadership from LeBron. I don't necessarily know if that's true. I mean, there are a lot of people are pulling, similarities like the thing, and there are some parallels.
Yeah.
But again, it's LeBron,
Right.
and so it's different.
He dropped out of LeBron's leadership school too early. You know what I mean?
Possibly, or just out of the LeBron team thing.
Yeah. Way too early.
All right, what's next? Speaking of
Oh,
LeBron,
yeah. I was about to say, it's LeBron. That's okay.
total segue.
The 2018 LeBron Lakers were a winning ball club headed to the Western Conference Finals, but the 2019 LeBron-less Lakers are literal losers, going 2-7 in their last 9 games, and Luke Walton's seat gets warmer and warmer with every loss. Joy, the Lakers will have a new head coach next season. Wit it or quit it.
I'm going to wit it.
Hey!
I don't think that should happen,
You're
but
right.
I'm going to wit it.
Okay, yeah.
I know LeBron gets very impatient with the coaches. It's LeBron's thing. He wanted to get rid of Spo. He clearly got rid of Blatt, and other coaches as well. I don't
think LeBron's pulling the strings right now. Like, you're talking about Magic and Pelinka as well, and they're seeing what their head coach is doing without their star player, and I'm sure they want a coach that can be good without LeBron.
Okay, but the NBA is a star-driven league. Okay, yes, you're going to lose LeBron. You're not going to win a lot of games. This is how it works. You need another player. Every other team that's great has another player. He's got to pick up the slack. I like Kuzma's great. I like Kuzma.
Right.
Obviously, we're fans of Lonzo. You got Brandon Ingram and JaVale McGee, and it's all fine. They should not be losing these games. I'm with you on that. There's no reason they should be losing these games.
No.
You should not be losing to the Knicks. You should not be losing to the Cavs. It's silliness. But it's also January, and you need another piece. Why did everyone forget that?
We know the piece
You know why
could
you forgot
possibly be
that?
coming.
Because the Lakers were cruising with LeBron.
Yeah.
And then Kuzma had a big game, and it's like, oh, they're going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. It's a star-driven league. It's not about Luke Walton. Luke Walton is what Luke Walton is. I remember you get confused. He was coaching with the Warriors. Hello?
Yes, when Steve Kerr was out.
And that's no diss to Luke Walton. I just don't. Who are you going to bring in? Mark Jackson?
It is important to think about what's out there, but I don't know. Luke Walton, I think, is a young person whisperer, and I do think it's important to have him on the team. I would like to see him be the Ty Lue, like a name that doesn't really matter, who is just really exercising what LeBron James wants on the court.
Okay, here's the thing. I fully believe in selling out when you have LeBron James and building your entire team around LeBron James to make it work. The point is, you need another player. That's what this is all about, all right? You need another star. It has to happen.
Kuzma scoring
Not Kuzma.
But he's proving scoring wise that he could possibly be, and that's why
He's proving what he could possibly be. He's a
Yes.
piece they should keep, and he is important. You need another established star right now. LeBron is in his 450th year in this league. You have to put someone else around him. It's just facts. It's being proven right now.
if Rondo wasn't hurt at the exact same time, I think we would be telling a different story. 'cause
Maybe
then
he
you would
is,
have a
but
coach
Rondo is not. Rondo wasn't
of
brought there to be
sorts.
that either. He's
Right.
a vet. Like he's not a free agent superstar signing. He's not Anthony Davis. He's not Boogie.
Okay, well,
He's not Klay Thompson.
the fact
Rondo.
is, this young Lakers core has lost to the worst two teams in the East with the Knicks and the Cavs. They're playing the third worst team in the East with the Bulls tonight, and if they lose to the Bulls, this could be the drastic thing that Magic Johnson was talking about when he said Luke Walton is safe with his job unless something drastic happens.
Unless I change my mind.
Yeah, which is drastic.
Right. All right. What's next?
Okay, the Browns' new head coach, Freddie Kitchens, is slowly but surely winning over football fans in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Last season, Kitchens called offensive plays for Swaggy B and the boys, helping the Brownies win 5 of their last 8 games. Joy, Baker Mayfield and the Browns are in good hands with Freddie Kitchens. With it or quit it.
Unfortunately, it's not even about Freddie Kitchens, but I'm going to have to quit it. It's about John Dorsey.
Ooh, okay.
So
talk to me.
Dorsey has said, Freddie and I are going to work together on a day-in, day-out basis. There's a belief of a traditional structure model in place, and sometimes I think that that's best. Basically saying Freddie answers to me.
Yes.
You know who the GM of the Cleveland Browns is, which is a problem, just so you know.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Here's the thing. I know everyone in Cleveland thinks that I hate the Browns, and I'm from Pittsburgh, so I mostly do. But I like Baker Mayfield. Again, I want to remind you, the only reason that anyone is talking about the Cleveland Browns in the entire known world, except for Cleveland, Ohio, is because of Baker Mayfield. Let's just get that straight. So Baker
That's fair.
Mayfield has made Cleveland relevant again. It's the only reason why anyone cares. So it's not about Freddie Kitchens, and it's not about John Dorsey. Also, I don't want the Browns to be bad. That doesn't help anyone. I work in a business of content. The better the team, the better it is for all of us. That's just facts. Nobody cares when the Browns lose every single game of the season. We weren't breaking down their games. Just want to remind you. So I don't care. I'm not rooting against them. Okay. I am giving my opinion about how this all works. In my opinion, when there's a power struggle, it doesn't work. And I wanted somebody around Baker Mayfield who could set and establish a culture for the Browns. The Browns don't have a culture. What is their culture? Losing? Firing coaches?
You can argue
quarterbacks really high and then making them bust? Like, what is your culture?
You can argue John Dorsey is trying to create a culture, and I think John Dorsey, in picking Freddie Kitchens, is trying to go in a more Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys way of running a team.
Oh, that's as of late.
I mean, when you have a GM like that who thinks they know football better than everyone else, listen. If the Browns can get to the Cowboys' mediocrity next season, that'd be a fucking gift from God. Okay, so just straight up, Freddie Kitchens is there to be whatever he is. Listen, and also Freddie Kitchens and the offensive people that he's bringing in are going to implement a lot of college-style coaching that the NFL needs, and it's going to be fast-paced, and it's going to be Baker's offense. They're learning how to coach with Baker instead of teaching Baker how to play with the Browns, and they're going to win that way.
I hope they do win. I hope it all works out. I hope they have a great success. I truly do. I'm not being sarcastic. I have my doubts. But because I think that I don't think I want to know who your GM is, okay? I don't want to hear from your owner, all right? I want to know who the coach is. You know who the Patriots GM is?
The one guy who...
There isn't one. Because Bill Belichick, okay, is the night king, and he makes all the decisions for everybody, okay? That's how it works.
Yes.
He runs the all right? And Robert Kraft lets him do it. Every once in a while, he tells him to trade Jimmy G, all right? But that's one time, okay? That's it. There's just one time. And it worked out for them, okay? So far, it's been okay.
I can't believe they can go to the Super Bowl again.
Yes, they could. It's possible. So everyone just calm down with the Freddie Kitchens being this incredible, innovative hire, Cleveland, all right? You have no track record of success to get in my face and talk about how I don't know what I'm talking about with Cleveland. Throw me the facts of your greatness. I like Baker Mayfield. We've always supported Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is the only reason why I'm saying Cleveland Browns in the first place. That's it. These are facts. And there's no hating going on here. If you want me to hate, I can get some facts for you, okay? It's really, really simple. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why you wouldn't keep Greg Williams.
Well, because he saw so much. He thinks he should run the team. He can't be on the defense. He can't take a back. Are you talking about as a head coach?
Yes. I'm going to spoil it for you. Freddie Kitchens is going to do what John Dorsey says, and Greg Williams wasn't. And that's why Freddie Kitchens is the coach.
Listen, Baker's offense did better under Kitchens.
100%.
I want to see Baker's whole team do better under Kitchens.
We will surely find out. This will be archived and replayed in Cleveland halls forever. Hear ye, hear ye. Donald Trump is petty. Aside from shutting the entire government down for the longest amount of time in United States history, I feel like that's mostly facts. and not paying like 800,000 federal workers, he has also decided to feed our greatest college football athletes with fast food, which I don't have any problem with anyone who eats fast food. I too eat fast food, mostly Chick-fil-A because I'm an elitist.
Yes,
but
of course.
I do think that the Big Mac is the greatest burger creation in history. It is number one on my
Big
burger
facts.
power ranking.
Definitely top 5.
It is a great burger when it is steaming hot immediately from whatever thing pumps out Big Macs directly to your face.
microwave.
The important thing is the Clemson football team went to the White House to do the
Yes.
visit with the president, and he served them up what?
This is okay. Piles of burgers and fresh fish sandwiches from McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger
Fish!
King.
It was fish sandwiches?
Still in their boxes and wrappers. Were served on trays during a candlelit dinner. Tubs of dipping sauces were stacked in silver gravy boats.
Well, that I'm with. I love dips.
And on the other table, heat lamps kept French fries and Domino pizzas warm, and also salads were available.
Okay, first of all, you didn't even spring for the stuffed crust, which is just an embarrassment to this country, okay?
Domino's is coming up though. They get the Domino. I always said they've been good for them to get the invite to
Domino's
this.
does have the good garlic sauce, right? Don't they have the garlic sauce?
no,
What is that?
no.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Papa
Papa John's.
Papa
John's. Papa
Yeah,
We,
my
and
bad.
we got Papa John's up out of here.
Yeah,
So,
no, they got out of here.
unfortunately.
Garlic
Bye,
sauce too.
garlic sauce.
R.I.P. garlic sauce. Anyway, I know everyone's like flipping out, like, no, nothing he can do is right. Like, yeah, no, you're with me. I'm with you on that. Nothing he can do is right. So if you want to call me a snowflake, fine, but you're the one who's getting upset about my take about eating cold burgers. Here's the thing about it. I'm sure the kids loved it because everybody loves a good fast food meal.
One of the Clemson players said he thought it was a joke. Like they
He
thought
did.
it was an actual
He did,
punchline.
but Trevor Lawrence said he liked it, which, you know, Sunshine, just get with the culture, all right? Don't make us have to
Wide-eyed,
remind you.
bushy-tailed, happy about
let's-
everything.
Yeah, just relax a little bit, all right? Yeah, you know what I
He
mean?
tweets. Thank God for another morning every
Oh,
day
he
too.
does? He
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that?
he's one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't really
I did
do it,
not,
but
I was not
imagine,
aware of
I
that.
imagine he
So anyway, the point is, I do think it's ridiculous that they served Clemson players cold hamburgers, and don't tell me it was hot, because there is no facility that is available to keep those type of food items hot the way that they are in the actual buildings where they are manufactured.
Yeah. What are we giving? 3 minutes?
I mean,
for
how
peak
much-
hotness for fast food things?
3 minutes,
Maybe 3
3
minutes.
tops. That's why they're
Yeah.
always so close to your house.
Yeah.
You ever notice, like, there's McDonald's right by my house. Why is that? Why is that? Because that's how far you have to be to eat it. And don't hit me with the Obamas and George Bush served hot dogs. White House hot dogs are different than regular hot dogs.
Well,
Okay?
people weren't working because the government shut down, so they had to get Postmates make fast
and Donald
foods.
Trump did not pay for that out of his own pocket.
No.
He also lied about the numbers.
What
Well,
numbers?
I mean, of course. Of course.
Look at the personal vendettas
Petty.
during this conversation.
You're petty, Donald. All right, so normally we do lit list.
Right.
It's lit.
But
But we decided lit was dead.
right.
You know, we try to stay ahead of the things, pay attention to the kids, listen to the kids, you know,
Right.
trick love the kids.
Yes.
And
love
ain't
the
nobody saying
kids.
lit anymore. So we
They-
decided we're not going to be old.
Well, the people are saying lit are just
Oh yeah, people are saying lit, but not the people we.
It's just
we
migrating
want.
to
Yeah, it's done.
older
We don't need
demographic.
to explain it. You
Yes.
know when lit's dead. So we decided to change, not only change the name, but we're kind of changing
Yes.
the beats of this segment around a little bit too. 'Cause
Yes.
it was like a little repetitive with lit lists and losers. So let's be a little creative. So we introduced high key, low key.
Ikey Loki.
No, that ain't gonna work.
No, wait, okay,
it
wait.
was like
I didn't know how
high-key,
to.
low-key.
I didn't know how to get
You
a
tried,
a
it's fine.
drop prepared.
Yeah.
Remember, Ikey Loki.
No,
you know what I'm
you're
saying? Something
immediately
like
making
that.
it
You know what I
uncool.
mean?
It's
Like
a stop.
very literal.
No,
You
it's
feel me?
not literal at all. Okay, so
High
let's
key,
just
that
do
was
it.
good.
I'll show you how this works.
Low
All
key, that
right.
was good.
So high key UCLA gymnastics is crazy, which I already knew about because Earl always told me that they were really good. And
Yes.
Ariana,
Yes.
our producer, is a UCLA gymnastics alum.
Yeah.
So
We lit. We're not lit.
No, we're
we
not
high
lit.
key good.
No, you're messing us up. Just stop.
I know, I'm trying to- I'm
Anyway,
doing something.
Caitlin Ohashi crushed it. If you are on the internets and you follow any kind of sports, Twitter handles or anything, you've
Right.
probably seen her performance. She killed it. She's got
Killed
this
it.
short curly hair,
Yes.
and she was fucking awesome.
Yes.
And as it turns
High key.
out, she was high key,
Yeah.
great. And as it turns out, Ariana cut the music for that.
Hey.
And she knows her. So
She lo-
shout out to
right.
Caitlin. You killed it. She got a perfect 10, which she clearly deserved.
You low-key
at this
deserve more
competition in
credit.
Anaheim. Yeah.
Low-key.
So
I didn't do
tell us a
nothing.
little bit about it, Ariana.
Yeah, so, oh, wow.
You
Thanks,
can-
Thanks, guys. Wow.
We want to interrupt her talking, but let's get a real clap.
It's almost the same as 30 million views.
Yes.
Appreciate it. No, I mean, she did Michael Jackson last year, went viral, not this crazy viral. And then Miss Val, who's the head coach, who I'm super close with, I cut music for them every year, and she asked me to do it this year. So we did like Michael Jackson, Janet, Tina Turner. We did a whole compilation. It was fun.
Yeah,
That's crazy. When I watched it, I was like, this music is killing.
God,
I come to
yes.
work. Oh yeah, I cut that. Like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, and like I love
Greatness.
watching gymnastics competitions because the whole team does the routine behind
Yeah, the
them.
routine. Yeah, she's
You can
doing
tell,
some, like
every time she
like,
hit it, they're all doing it with her,
hey.
killing it.
They
But
didn't bounce out the splits like she did.
yeah, no, but I'm sure they all can. And low-key, why haven't we seen any of yours?
Why would you see any of mine?
I mean, what do you mean?
I mean, this was so long ago. I mean, back then there wasn't even like Instagram or anything. So
You ain't got no videos of your performances.
No,
I've seen
it's
some
on
videos.
YouTube.
I've
It's
seen
on
some
there.
videos. I think you cut a more recent cut to one of your old ones, and let's watch that.
Yeah. And then
Just
we
cut
can
a little
share
next
it.
to it. Yeah, then we can just share it. We like, oh look, this
I'll
is.
think about it.
Okay.
That's not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah.
I probably should have been a gymnast.
What? What do you mean? Like, what did you should
I
have
mean,
been?
look, like I'm not gonna. Look, here's the thing. Yes, because I'm very short.
Okay.
And it was pretty obvious I was always gonna be short.
Yes.
So I mean, look, gymnastics is a little more of an expensive sport. So,
And you're
but-
athlete. You're athletic. You're athlete.
Yeah, but I am not flexible at all. I need and I have very bad balance too, so probably not.
Okay,
But
yeah, so
anyway,
yeah.
okay.
No.
Next, high key, the Colts lost very, very badly. Andrew
key.
Luck is not your MVP. I try to tell you this. Was never your MVP. You
Never.
can't start 1-6 and be an MVP anyway. But low key, they are going to be really good next year. They have a lot of picks and they've got a bajillion dollars. I think $100 million to be more accurate.
I like that.
To spend in free agency, so they are going to be good. And I know everyone keeps saying that Le'Veon Bell is going to end up in Tampa Bay, but if he ends up in Indy, or if Antonio Brown ends up there, that's going to be crazy. Because
High-key.
Andrew Luck is back for the time being.
He's low-key
Yeah, he is low-key. He is low-key back.
Yeah.
He's low-key back. And finally, high key, I'm about to start gambling. So Bleacher Report has released. So I love Game of Thrones.
Yes,
I'm a
as
Game
you
of
should.
Thrones nerd. Of course, if you don't watch Game of Thrones, shame on you. I don't trust you. That goes for all of you in here that don't watch Game of Thrones,
Right.
especially you, Ashley, because we spend way too much time together for you to not watch Game of Thrones. It's a reflection of who you are, and that and the fact that you order sushi to your house. There are two most disturbing things about you are those two things. It's very.
High key second everything she just said.
Yeah, it's just I've been having a lot of issues with Postmates lately because it's really how I survive, and I just can't imagine trusting anyone with raw fish coming to my house. Anyway, the point is they have released the odds for who is going to end up on the Iron Throne.
Ooh,
And
Iron Throne odds.
Yes, Jon Snow is the favorite.
Okay. That makes
Which
sense.
means you should definitely not put your money there. I mean,
True.
I love Jon Snow, but there's just no chance.
I mean,
All right, so John Hill has just started watching Game of Thrones.
Right.
Okay, he's clogging his ears right now. Could we
Yeah,
show
so
a
we get
shot
fine.
of John? Can we do that?
can we talk about
There
what?
we go. There we go.
Are we talking?
No, yes.
No.
Well, I'm talking about you, but
Yes.
I'm saying that you haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, so we're trying to not spoil it for you.
No, I'm 2 seasons in.
Okay, so you're
Oh,
two
two
seasons. Yeah, you're two
seasons in.
seasons
So I
in.
know enough that anything is a spoiler.
Right.
Yeah,
So
okay.
saying like
That's why I'm off.
Jon Snow should be high odds for the Iron Throne because he's immortal would like kind of be like a spoiler alert.
You're an
I'm
asshole.
asking you
All
a
right,
question.
listen, this is unnecessary.
We don't know. I'm just asking.
All right, listen. Look, definitely don't put your money on Jon Snow. These are the odds in order: Jon Snow, Bran Stark, Daenerys Targaryen, Night King, Arya Stark, Gendry.
The
I
Night
can't remember
King.
who that is. Sansa Stark, Tyrion Lannister, Cersei, Samwell Tarly is very low down there. Jaime Lannister and Sir Davos. Sir Davos is interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested in Sir Davos.
Sir Davos is
wherever
interesting.
Yeah.
He's interesting.
Jaime Lannister, no chance.
I don't know, man.
He's backseat driver.
You know, those Lannisters, they pay their debts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to put money on someone. If you're like you have no
okay.
choice, but you have to put this money on somebody.
Easy, no question.
I don't.
You ready? I got it.
I think I'm going with Cersei.
Cersei?
I think I'm
Come
going with Cersei.
on now. Tyrion.
No.
Tyrion Lannister gonna climb up on the Iron Throne
No.
and sit there like, "What's good,
No. It would be
everybody?
fun.
Been here the whole time." Been here the
It would
whole
be
time
fun. It would-
waiting.
It would be fun.
Peter Dinky.
But no, I don't.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You got to think, because honestly, you got to think about who's going to die at the hands of the Night King
I
and the White
know.
Walkers.
I know. That's why
Peter ain't gonna be out
That's
there.
why I can't go with Jon Snow and I can't go with Khaleesi because they're just too obvious.
Oh, yeah, they out
Bran
there.
Stark is way too annoying to ever
Don't
be
do
on the.
that.
I mean, he is so. What an annoying character. What an annoying character.
Bran Stark-
What is going on in that tree? Nobody knows what's going on in that tree. What are you talking about? What is that tree thing?
What is his name now? He's not even
He's
that
the,
anymore.
the crow.
The seer?
The three-eyed crow. Yeah.
Three-eyed crow can't be that, and the
Is that
king.
the name? Are we getting that right?
Something like that. Three-eyed raven.
Three-eyed raven.
Bam. Go Baltimore.
It's been a while, okay?
Yeah.
They take a really long time to release these seasons. Anyway, I'm
Yes.
very excited about this. I think we should mark down who we pick. Okay, so Donnie, you also watch Game of Thrones. Who's your pick for the Iron Throne? It's coming out in April. We're very early on this.
I'm gonna go with the Ice Dragon.
Yeah? The Ice Dragon?
The Ice Dragon.
Like the actual dragon?
the
Dragon will come out on top.
The dragon?
Now, we don't
So
know.
like the dragons just destroy everything?
Yes, the dragons win.
Okay,
we
so
haven't seen
not
him
on
talk
there,
yet.
but
I
all
guarantee
right.
they're going to mess us all up in this last
So
season.
Donnie's just going to go with the
Dragon's gonna start
dragons.
talking.
No one else in here watches it, so you guys are out on this fun. But we're gonna mark this down because these are serious. These are picks that matter.
Yeah, and I'm happy about my pick.
I don't. I mean, you got Tyrion. I really think Cersei is just too evil to defeat.
She's
She is maybe my favorite character.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that. No one should be surprised by that.
That's fair. Loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week. All right, Steelers.
Hey. I
I want to believe that the Steelers, who were my AFC pick for the Super Bowl, not in the playoffs, are going to be able to make it work with Antonio Brown. Probably wrong about that, but there's a chance they get in the room. They get to talking.
Is that a fanboy
Maybe
choice of yours?
have some scotch. Yes, that's what that is. This is that's what's going on there. But if they don't, which was probably what will end up happening, the 49ers are getting circulated a lot. They have the best odds to land Antonio Brown. Jerry Rice came out, the GOAT, and said that that's where Antonio wants to go. I like it. I think that's interesting. I'd like to see Jimmy G with Antonio Brown. I know everyone keeps saying like, oh, he's not a good fit there or whatever. Antonio Brown is not going to be this version of Antonio anywhere else.
No, he can't be.
Maybe unless he goes to the Cardinals, because they don't have any kind of established anything there.
Right.
So that could be different. Because Cliff Kingsbury has never coached an NFL team before or done anything in the NFL before, and they have Josh Rosen, who's a young quarterback.
Yeah.
So that is probably the only place where he can go and just be exactly what he is right now. But if he goes somewhere that has an established culture,
Larry might lay the hammer down on him, though.
I mean, but he's not going to be there that much longer.
No.
I mean, I'm imagining, I'm assuming. The 49ers, the Raiders also probably would be, chaotic. I don't see him going to the Raiders. Dolphins, Dolphins is another place he could just do whatever he wants, actually. Colts, definitely not. So, if he goes to the Colts, if he goes to the Jets, if he goes to the 49ers, I do think it will be different. Because I think Adam Gase is going to do something with the Jets. And he's been a head coach before.
Right.
I think the 49ers already have established whatever it is that they're doing. The Colts certainly do. And if you go into a place like that, they're going to have their set of rules and their system and how they do things. And they bring you in, they're going to say, this is how we do it. And this is what we don't do.
Right.
And if you're going to be here and it's going to work, this is what you got to do. So I like him with the 49ers. I think that works. I think it'd be exciting. It'd be cool if he went to the Raiders. I think the Raiders are just in this weird space. They don't even know where they're going to play.
That would Antonio Brown catching touchdown passes from Derek Carr will get people in Vegas to that game.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it would, for sure. But they're not going to be in Vegas next year. They might be where the 49ers are playing. We don't know yet. All right. Next, the Jets. Speaking of Gase, not the press conference that the Jets
Right.
were hoping for.
Well, these press conferences.
Twitter was not kind to Adam Gase.
When are they kind?
Good point. Good point. He responded to Twitter by saying, I don't even know what that is. Yes, you do. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The Michael Kay show, he went on, and Kay told him, your eyes are a thing now. It's become a meme. And Gase replied, this is the only thing, this is my only thing about Gase. No self-awareness. He tried this stuff with the media in Miami. It didn't go over well. It's not going to work in New York.
Right.
I don't even know what that is. You don't know what a meme is?
Come on now.
Sir. Sir, you don't know what a meme is.
You didn't see one meme of
You
one
ain't
of
never
y'all.
seen one meme
one
and
of
your
your.
whole nobody, no one. You know what? You don't have no friends, and now I don't trust you. Okay? Because if
No.
you've never seen a meme, you are not. You truly don't. You're not even funny.
I'm arguing this is a blatant lie because there were direct memes about his offensive lineman coach snorting rocks when he was in Miami.
I think, yeah.
Big rain's falling. Big rain's falling.
Big brain's falling. He said, I don't have Twitter. That's believable. I don't have Instagram. That's believable. I don't look at the internet. Not believable. I don't really watch TV. I watch movies. That's it. I mean, come on. You've seen a meme. The point is, I do think that Gase will help improve Sam Darnold. I think it's interesting that he's now going to get to work with a quarterback that hasn't been, molded and shaped by other coaches. I just don't know what the rest of that roster is going to look like and how that's going to work. But Gase is off to a swimming start in New York City. All right, finally the Cowboys. Oh, the Cowboys.
Ashley, get the mic just in case you have anything to say.
My mother is a huge Cowboys fan. Hello, Georgia.
Hi, Georgia.
Gigi was not happy with the Cowboys. She said she doesn't know how you could let the Beach Boys beat you like that. It was very clever. She has bars for the
That's good
for
right
the grandma
there.
insults.
When is
bars.
she coming on?
My mom does not like to participate in shows. She was on Undisputed, and it took me honestly a whole entire day to get her to record like 15 seconds on her
I
phone.
love when she's on the. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, it took an
What's the
entire
video?
day of my life to convince her to do that video, and she was very pissed about it.
She looked
Anyway,
comfortable on camera.
she's not. She doesn't like it, but she loves Cowboys because she's a contrarian and she lives in Pittsburgh, born and raised. So she's of course.
Yeah, the other ones.
And yeah, they were a disaster, and the defense was supposed to be the thing that put them over the edge, and they got ran through 273 rushing yards. It's abysmal, and the Rams' offensive line basically said that they knew everything that they were going to do because their tells were obvious.
We'll say something. Let me say something about that. That defensive line for the Cowboys, it's a young line. They don't know as much about tells in the NFL yet, and how so that can be fixed.
Nobody wanted to tell them.
They didn't know. They were so busy trying to win the game, like the playoffs. They were just weren't in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that all teams do. They just knew exactly what they were doing.
Losing the game isn't actually why they're losers. I think that's fine. Like the Rams are a really good team.
Right.
It's not a disrespectful loss
Actually,
to lose
it's
to the
not-
Rams.
not
Right?
losers
It's
for
nothing. It's
losing.
nothing to be upset about.
No,
about
I
the
mean,
game.
but
The
like,
real reason that you're losers is because you are going to pay Dak, and it's going to handicap you for the rest of time.
I mean, it's really hard to win.
And you couldn't see Ashley, but she just blinked at me. Just a slow
Long
blink. Long
blink.
blink.
It's
Yeah,
a little
long.
difficult to win when your own lineman can sack you, right? In
Okay,
the
that was a
past.
weird call.
The whole game didn't come down to that. It was fair. It was a back call. It was a back call. It was just weird. I
was
was
a
texting Ashley during
momentum
the game. I
killer.
was like,
Yes.
that's not a real thing. You can't do that.
Momentum killer.
That's not
She's
a-
like
I'm not
texting me
going
during
that
the
far.
game.
It's
I
not
know
going
she's
that
like wanting
far.
research, and I'm like pacing my apartment. Like, Joy, I hope you know that I like cannot focus on anything except for wanting to literally not do nice things to Dak Prescott
this is
because
the
he
plight of the
refused to
Cowboys
run the
fan.
ball.
What you
Why
just heard.
did you not run the ball? Why did he wait till the fourth quarter to run the damn ball? The whole point of being a dual
Put her
threat
on camera,
quarterback.
please.
No.
The point is, it sucks. It sucks for Cowboys fans because I had some hope that they were going to be America's team and win another game.
How much do you think Dak's gonna
being
get?
that I picked them, but he's going to get $457 billion.
Stop.
And you're not having any money to pay anybody else.
He's gonna take less. Jerry's gonna talk to them. They're gonna get the endorsement deals going on. He's gonna be fine.
He's going to sell them some
financially.
oil fields.
They're not. No, they're gonna stop. He's gonna get some investment. He's gonna get a percentage of them oil fields. But I honestly do. Dak knows the real. He sees it. He's smart. He's a smart player. How much he gets paid, how much he signs for, would tell me how smart Dak Prescott is. Because he either wants to be a Chris Carter or he wants to be a Tom Brady.
I mean, what?
We talked about the difference between either someone being an all-time great player or just winning a Super Bowl.
Huh?
That's a lot of Tom Brady slander.
What? Dak Prescott is not on the track to be a Hall of Famer without a Super Bowl ring. The entire point of him taking a discount would be so that he can get a Super Bowl and even be in the sight of that conversation. He is not on Tom Brady's level. Nor is he on Chris Carter's level. Chris Carter is an all-time great without a Super Bowl.
I use names.
What is this? What are you talking about?
I use names to fill in for entities.
Don't
of people.
use names, okay? It makes
that's
it very
fair.
literal.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true. I apologize. That's on me. Donnie, you can cut that up.
All right, what's in the Migos Culture Reports?
It is official. The Super Bowl 53 halftime show is set. Sicko Mode's Travis Scott and one half of Outkast Big Boy will join Maroon 5 on stage during this year's halftime show in Atlanta. When rumors of Travis Scott performing hit the streets a long time ago, Jay-Z allegedly asked him not to perform. A source close to the negotiations said that Travis Scott asked for the NFL to go halves with him and make a $500,000 donation to NFL partners Dream Corp that's like Van Jones's company.
Yeah, it's a social justice organization.
Right. That is one reason why Travis Scott is there. We have some members of the culture that will join Maroon 5. A problematic pick, possibly in an Atlanta Super Bowl. Joy, what do you think about the performing artists?
Well, we knew Maroon 5 was going to do it, and like you said, we knew Travis Scott was going to do it.
Yes.
So Big Boy is an Atlanta edition. My issue with the Super Bowl halftime show was always that it wasn't Atlanta. Like, people are going to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
Like, just because Beyonce's done and Jay-Z is not going to do it, and Rihanna has said she's not going to do it, and maybe like Adele has said she's not going to do it.
Yeah, and a bunch of people we haven't heard of.
Right. So fine. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the Super Bowl halftime show. And just so everybody knows, no one gets paid for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes.
I know it's like
That's a
thing. They don't get paid. Beyonce didn't get paid. Lady Gaga didn't get paid. Katy Perry didn't get paid. And the reason they don't get paid is because it's a major platform
Exposure.
that cannot be duplicated.
Right.
They pay for all of the production costs, but they don't pay you. And then it's also because Lady Gaga is going to want the same as Beyonce or more, and then Beyonce's going to want more than Jimmy Buffett or whoever the performs. So that's what goes on. Okay.
Yeah.
The bottom line is this: people are going to keep watching the NFL. Okay. They had incredible ratings, like 70 million people watching the Saints-Eagles game this weekend. So
Good
people
year for
are
them.
still watching.
Yeah.
Yes. There are going to be people who perform at the halftime show. And we'd like it to still be people of the culture.
Yeah.
And use that platform however you want. Go up there and say what you want, because it doesn't matter. You may not ever do it again.
No, I said Beyonce made a gesture when she performed the last time she performed
Right.
and made a big statement. Now people are petitioning for all the performers to kneel on the stage during it. If it's a part of the show, then it's a part of the show. Please kneel. But us as fans trying to dictate who performs and how they perform, and it just seems, it's just so crazy. Like, why? Who do we think we are?
I mean, the idea is that like we're all going to support Kaepernick, and the reality is Kaepernick is not going to play in this league again. I think we should all accept that. It's not right. He will likely win his collusion case, because it's obvious that he's being kept out of the league when you look
Right.
at some of the other guys who have gotten opportunities, and he should get an opportunity. And who knows, maybe, well, I just feel like that they have made it so he's not going to play again. But they're going to continue doing the Super Bowl, and there are going to be people who continue to perform. So use that platform for positive, and don't pick and choose your morals either, because there's plenty of people in the league who have played in the league or have been a part of the league who have done plenty of terrible things to terrible people, and you were still watching the NFL before Kaepernick did all that when that was going on. So I'm just saying, don't pick and choose when you want to be on a moral high horse. But and it's not a high horse. We 100% support Kaepernick around here, like we've always have from the very beginning. So it's not that. It's not even about Kaepernick. They're still going to do the Super Bowl, and people are going to perform. So use that platform for whatever you want to use it for. And I'm just glad they finally got someone from Atlanta to perform.
Yeah, if anybody can take the heat like that, it's the OG Big Boy who reps Atlanta to the day he dies. My question is, what songs is Big Boy going to perform?
I don't know. It should have been all Atlanta from the very beginning, and that was always my beef. Whoever performs at the Super Bowl, if you're going to move the Super Bowl around, have it be somebody who has something to do with the city that it's in. Like next year it's in Miami, I better see nothing but Miami artists.
Pitbull?
Nothing but Miami artists. Oh, you know Pitbull's going to be there.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
It's going to be Pitbull, Uncle Luke, Gloria Estefan.
Don't stop, pop that. Gloria Estefan.
Miami Sound Machine.
They're working to the set. Okay.
Let me handle this.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay, I got you. You're right.
All right, thanks for joining us today. Very excited for the games this weekend.
Yes.
I'm going with Rams Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You are going with
You gotta do. Yeah, you get Rams Chiefs.
Rams Chiefs. Okay,
I
cool.
don't like it agreeing with you though.
No, I don't like when you agree with me either. Anyway, Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. Follow us on all of our pages at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. Comment, share, like, tell us how much you are mad about our Browns take, because I know that it's very serious to you guys. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.